Have you ever considered the paradox that those with nothing to lose may be the most dangerous? Let's delve into this paradox, often referred to as the paradox of freedom. We frequently associate freedom with liberation, an unchained spirit, a bird soaring high in the sky. But there's a tricky side to this freedom. When someone has nothing to lose, they are, in a sense, liberated. However, this liberation can lead to unpredictability and risk. Picture this: a gambler down on his luck with nothing left to lose, places all his remaining chips on a single spin of the roulette wheel. This act may seem like the ultimate expression of freedom, but it's also fraught with danger. It's a high-risk gamble that can break or make one's future. Similarly, in our society, people with nothing to lose can become the most unpredictable and potentially dangerous. They've stepped outside the normal conventions and constraints that most of us live by, and that can make them challenging to comprehend or predict. Consider the historical examples. The French Revolution was largely driven by those with nothing to lose, the poor and the oppressed. Their desperation led to a violent upheaval that changed the course of history. Or think about the rise of piracy during the colonial era. Pirates were often those who felt they had nothing to lose, and their actions created a climate of fear and uncertainty on the high seas. In our modern world, we can see similar patterns. Those who believe they have nothing to lose can act in ways that disrupt the status quo, whether that's through protest, crime, or even terrorism. But remember, this isn't about casting judgment or fear. It's about understanding the complexities of human nature and society. It's about recognizing that freedom, especially when it's born from desperation or a sense of having nothing to lose, can be a double-edged sword. So, as we can see, those with nothing to lose can often pose the greatest risks. Let us delve into a story that exemplifies the theme of caution towards those who have nothing to lose. In the heart of a bustling city, there once lived a man named Tom. Tom was well known throughout his community, a successful businessman with a loving family and a heart full of dreams. But in a tragic turn of events, he lost everything. His business crumbled, his family left, and his dreams shattered. Tom, once the epitome of success, was now a man with nothing to lose. The sudden downfall instilled a deep desperation in him. Tom, having no fear of consequences, embarked on a path of risky ventures. He gambled his remaining assets, got involved in shady deals, and even turned to crime. His actions, fueled by his desperation, became increasingly erratic and unpredictable. Now consider his neighbor, Sarah. Sarah was a single mother who had worked tirelessly to provide for her children. She had built a peaceful life despite the hardships she had faced. But Tom's unpredictable actions began to disrupt her tranquility. The once safe neighborhood was now tainted with danger, and Sarah found herself constantly on edge, fearing for her children's safety. One fateful night, Tom's desperation led him to break into Sarah's home in search of valuables. Sarah, terrified, was forced to protect her children from the man who had once been their neighbor. The once thriving community was now a breeding ground for fear and anxiety, all because of a man who had nothing to lose. Tom's story is not unique. There are many Toms in our world, individuals who have hit rock bottom and, in their desperation, pose a threat to those around them. They are the ones who, having lost everything, have no fear of losing anything more. Their actions, often reckless and unpredictable, can have severe consequences on those in their vicinity. In the face of such desperation, the people around them are often left in a state of constant unease. Their peace is shattered, their safety compromised. They are forced to be cautious, to be prepared for any potential danger. And this caution, this constant vigilance, can take a heavy toll on their lives. The tale of Tom serves as a stark reminder of the potential dangers associated with those who have nothing to lose. It's a tale of how desperation can lead to drastic measures, of how one man's downfall can affect an entire community. It's a tale that underscores the importance of caution, of being aware of the risks associated with those who have lost everything. It's a tale that echoes the words of the ancient Greek philosopher Epictetus, who once said, "He who has nothing to lose is the richest of all, for he has the liberty to risk all." But this liberty, this freedom to risk all, can often lead to a path of destruction, affecting not just the individual, but those around him as well. This story serves as a stark reminder that those with nothing to lose can often be the most unpredictable and potentially dangerous. But what drives these individuals to act in such unpredictable, often dangerous ways? Let's delve into the psychological aspects behind the actions of those who have nothing to lose. At the heart of this behavior is desperation. When people are pushed into corners, when they're running out of options, desperation sets in. This intense emotion can often blind them to the potential consequences of their actions. The immediate need to escape their predicament becomes their sole focus, which can lead to extreme and unpredictable behavior. Desperation is a powerful emotion, but it's not the only factor at play. The absence of fear also plays a critical role. You see, those who have nothing to lose often lack the fear of consequences. This lack of fear can remove the usual checks and balances that prevent most of us from taking drastic actions. It's like driving a car with no brakes. There's nothing to slow them down or stop them from crashing. The combination of desperation and a lack of fear can create a perfect storm, driving individuals to behave in ways that can be shocking to the rest of us. They may take risks that seem irrational or even reckless to us, but to them, it's a logical response to their situation. It's important to remember that these individuals are not necessarily bad or evil. They're driven by a survival instinct that's hardwired into all of us. It's just that their circumstances have led them to react in extreme ways. That's not to say that we should excuse or condone such behavior. Far from it. Instead, we need to understand the psychology behind these actions. Why? Because this understanding can help us predict and possibly even prevent such actions in the future. The human mind is complex, and the factors that drive our behavior are equally complex. But by understanding the role of desperation and the lack of fear in driving extreme actions, we can better understand those who have nothing to lose. Understanding the psychology behind these actions is the first step towards being cautious around those with nothing to lose. So, how can we apply this knowledge in our everyday lives to ensure we remain cautious around those with nothing to lose? Well, there are a few key strategies that can help us navigate these potentially risky situations. Let's start by discussing the importance of awareness. It's crucial to be mindful of the signs of desperation. This could be anything from erratic behavior, sudden changes in mood, or even noticeable financial stress. It's not about judging someone, but rather understanding their situation to better gauge the potential risks involved. Now, let's talk about maintaining a safe distance. This doesn't mean you should isolate yourself or avoid those who are going through tough times. No, it's about ensuring your personal safety and well-being. You can provide support and compassion without putting yourself in harm's way. This might mean interacting in public places or keeping conversations focused on non-contentious topics. Another key point to remember is not to underestimate the potential for unpredictability. When people feel cornered or desperate, they can often act in ways that are out of character. It's important not to make assumptions about what someone might or might not do based on your past experiences with them. And remember, caution isn't about mistrust or fear. It's about recognizing the potential risks and taking sensible precautions. It's about understanding human nature and the fact that when someone has nothing to lose, they might be willing to take desperate measures. So consider these tips a guide to understanding and navigating potentially risky situations. Use them to inform your interactions and decisions. And remember, while we can't predict or control the actions of others, we can control how we respond and protect ourselves. In the end, it's about balance. It's about understanding the paradox of freedom, recognizing the signs of desperation, and acting with caution without letting fear dictate our actions. By applying these tips, we can better protect ourselves and those we care about from potential risks. In conclusion, the adage, "Beware of the man who has nothing to lose," holds significant truth. Let's revisit the key points we've covered. We started off by exploring the paradox of freedom, where we learned that those with nothing to lose often feel a sense of liberation that can lead to unpredictable actions. We then delved into the tale of a desperate man, where we saw firsthand how a person with nothing to lose can turn to extreme measures. Following this, we took a look at the psychology behind risk-taking, understanding that individuals with nothing to lose are more prone to take risks that others may find unthinkable. And of course, we've shared some practical tips for exercising caution in these situations. It's crucial to remember that the goal here isn't to instill fear, but to equip you with the knowledge to recognize and manage potential risks. Remember, caution is not about fear, but about understanding and managing potential risks. Stay safe and stay aware.